Hey, what's going on, guys? Wildfudge Lawn Service here, back in another video. And today, guys, we're going to be installing the Loadhandler load handler from Harbor Freight. Now, this thing was about 45 bucks. I actually had one on my 2008 Nissan Titan, and guys, it worked awesome. It's absolutely worth every penny. It's definitely not a dump bed by any means, but it definitely makes your life a lot easier. Now, the tools for installation is super simple, guys. All you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver, a 17mm socket, or 11/16. Both the bolts you're going to use it for the same size, and either 11/16 or 17mm will work. So that's it, guys. Those three things. With that, let's get right into it. Alright, so real quick, guys, here's our instruction manual on how to use it. Like I said, I have the 1-ton one currently. And they also have instructions on how to install it and whatnot too. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyways, guys, I had one on my Nissan Titan, and I absolutely loved it. I do lawn and landscape. If you guys are new to the channel, I have a lawn and landscaping business. And I actually put a whole bunch of debris, like sticks, branches, or for me personally, every day I put grass clippings in the bed of my truck. And at the end of the day, all I have to do is go to the dump, put the tailgate down, and just pull everything out. And I can unload this bed in about a minute, which is pretty nice, especially whenever you have it completely full of grass clippings or branches, or like I said, whatever it is. Just be able to unload it in a minute is pretty sweet. So for me personally, picking one of these up for 45 bucks at the local Harbor Freight, it's absolutely worth it. If you guys don't have a Harbor Freight near you, you definitely can order it online too and have it shipped. I think it's like maybe $50 then, so it's still not a big deal. Alright, so in the box, guys, we have some straps here, which I'll get into in a bit, but they're basically what's going to help hold it down. We also have here, this is our steel tube with our plastic end caps, just to keep everything, looking nice and protected. Now this here is the actual load handler itself. It's just this, kind of mesh braided type substance. Think of it as like a rubbery plastic material, and it's braided. So if you think of it as like the woven placemats at a dinner table, it's kind of like that, just a rubbery plastic material. It's definitely heavy duty. I used this for a little over a year in my last truck. I decided to sell the other one with the truck, but it didn't get damaged at all over a year. But one thing to note with these is they definitely work best if you have a plastic liner or just a bare metal bed. If you have an actual like Linex in there, it'll probably still work for you, but you're gonna have more resistance because it's gonna be a rougher material than plastic. It's gonna be a little more gritty and rough, so it'll probably tear this up sooner. You'll probably only get maybe 100 or 200 uses out of it, rather than me, which I'll probably end up getting about 1,000 uses out of this on the plastic liner. But that's definitely something to note, though. They definitely work best with the plastic liners to give you the least resistance, so it comes out the easiest for you. So in the box, we also have two of these. They're actually what's gonna sit on top of the bed of the truck, with the strap here that goes under the bed, and it'll help to crank it down. And you can see the hole here, the load handler slides in here. I'll go all over that in a second, but they install really easy, guys. And then last, we have this handle here, and that's actually what's going to help you to crank everything out. You're just going to insert it in the load handler with it mounted there, and then just rotate it out of the bed. It works really good, guys. And then I like how it's separate like this, because you can just take it out and put it in the bed of your truck or in the cab or wherever you need to store it in the meantime until it comes time to use your load handler. And one thing to note real quick is that this handle is actually really heavy duty steel, so it's definitely gonna last. It's not gonna like bend or break or anything. I wish the handle was a little more comfortable, was one thing I found with using it last year. One thing I might do is I might loosen mine up a little bit, and this way whenever I do my load handler, my handle can just move, because this material here that's on it is not very comfortable for your hand to be doing that. But if you're only doing it a couple times a day, it's not really that big a deal, I guess. Alright, so now that we know what came in the box, guys, let's get to installing it. Alright, guys, so step one, you're gonna need to take off your plastic end caps on both sides and to set them off to the side for now. You're gonna want them at a later time to keep your ends, a little bit nicer looking. And now, the way you want your load handler sitting in here for installation, when it's gonna go on top of your bed here, is keep in mind with it spinning around the roll here, you're gonna want it so that it's on top of the roll, facing the bed. This way, whenever you lay the tarp out and you crank everything back, all your dirt is gonna be coming over on top of the roll. If you were to install it like this, you can pull it out just fine, but whenever you're reeling it back up, all your dirt's going to want to pull right back into the roll where you're cranking. So that really won't work so well. So just make sure, guys, that when you install it, your little flap here is on top of the roll, and just make sure that whenever you pull it, it's going to wind it up like that. Alright guys, and then for the next step for installing your load handler, you're actually going to take one of these little O-rings here. They connect with a bolt on this side and then a little nut on that side. Just slide it on first thing, and you might have to loosen it up to get it to fit. Now the first one here is intended to keep your actual roll itself from sliding back and forth on here, so make sure it's relatively close to that. The next step is actually to slide on one of these pieces. Now for most pickup trucks bed, keep in mind I'm going to be installing it straight on top of it like this. So for most truck beds, you're going to want this part here that has the sticker, and it's the thicker, wider part. You're going to want that on the outside of the bed. So when it's folded up, it'll sit on top like that. And so for me, I would mount it like this so it's on the outside of my bed. So I'm just going to slide that on there. And then a second O-ring after that. And it's the same thing for the other side. Real quick guys, I did also want to show you that this is extremely adjustable. You actually have a sliding piece here so that this whole piece here will slide in and out to fit your bed. You also are going to have 4 mounting holes here. If you have a flat truck bed, like I think my Nissan Titan was in setting number 2 there, but my truck is a 2015 F-150, so I have a spoiler on the tailgate, which means I got to have it in the widest setting, and then I can just use this adjustable part here and figure out and tighten it down to where it'll fit my bed nice and tight. Alright guys, so this is exactly how it's meant to go on your bed. Again, with the big side here facing the outside of the truck, it's going to line up like that. I just want to show you real quick how that sits on there. It's super simple. These straps are going to end up strapping down to hold it down. Now with my truck in particular, as you can see with the spoiler thing sticking out, I only make connection here with that one part there, as well as one part here. I don't want my truck to get scratched up, so what I'm actually going to do is figure out where that's at, and I have some 3M tape kind of stuff that I'm going to put there to protect the paint itself. I know it's a work truck, but I still got to try to protect it, so that's an extra step I'm going to do. You guys don't have to, but I just want to let you know that's what I'm going to do. And then also, because of the spoiler, I think what I'm actually going to do is flip this whole set around here. Just this plastic piece here around. This is I'm still gonna leave the same way, so I'll actually end up having to flip this around with the plastic thing. But anyways, that way this curved piece here is on the outside, since that's where the spoiler is, because it's flat inside. But with my Nissan Titan, guys, that tailgate was pretty dang flat, and this is exactly how it mounted on, and it fit really good. But you can see just how wide it is up top here because, again, of that spoiler. So I'm just gonna flip mine around to modify it. But if you guys have a spoiler on your truck, then you'll be able to see how you do it. But really, guys, I just want to show you this real quick so you can see that's how it goes on. It's gonna go on the exact same way. All the other steps I'm gonna do are the exact same after this. It's just I'm gonna flip mine around to fit my bed a little bit better. Alright, so like I said, guys, these are what I'm going to use to protect my bed. I'm going to leave mine on permanently. If you guys aren't leaving yours on permanently, then don't even worry about it. But for me, leaving it on permanently, obviously, driving with the vibration, the scratch, or the material, even if it's a softer rubber on there, it's going to scratch my bed. I know it scratched the crap out of my Nissan Titan from leaving it on. So I actually have these. It's just a little rubber material thing. It's an outdoor use, but it has 3M tape on the back. And I'm actually going to take it, and I'm going to stick it to the bed here. I'll let it adhere to it, and that way whenever those slide on top of it, it'll protect the bed. Because this being taped to the bed obviously isn't going to move. So this right here is going to move and rub on top of this. If I just stuck this to that, then it's still going to do that and scratch the bed. So that's why for me personally, I'm just going to adhere it directly to the bed. Then obviously it's not going to scratch it up or anything. And hopefully in the future, whenever it comes time to sell this truck or someone else buys it, they'll be able to take it off and still have the paint be nice under it. So we'll see how it works out. Another thing to note real quick too is with these little brackets here, you're going to end up actually putting them as close to this as possible, and the whole point of them is to prevent this from sliding here as well as to keep this bar from sliding. So you're going to crank these suckers down pretty dang tight, and that way nothing moves. And I want to show you on both sides. Now for me, for this truck and my Nissan, I actually had to put this side as far over as I possibly could, pretty much, and this way I have enough room over here that it's sticking out so that it'll clear. And what I mean by that is whenever you drop the tailgate, keep in mind you're also going to be sticking that handle in and swiveling it over here, and I already tested mine and it clears by a decent bit. It's actually a little bit in and out like this, so I know I'm good. But I want to show you guys that before you tighten anything down, stick your handle in and make sure that it clears the bumper or bed so you're not beating the crap out of your truck. Alright guys, and then real quick, after you have all this installed, before you tighten everything down, you're going to have this strap. And for you guys, if you mounted it the correct way with these on the outside, this strap's going to be outside the bed for you, because this part will be outside the bed. But for me, since I need it to fit, this would probably be a little opposite. But all you're going to do is slide your strap through. For me, I'm pushing it down. For you, you're going to push your strap up into the bed. And then once you have it through, you're just going to bring it around. And then you're going to stick it through the slots. You're going to have 1 and 2. Stick it through the highest one first, like that. And then come back down through the bottom one. And then whenever you tighten it up like this, it'll stay held pretty well. And it won't want to go anywhere. Like, that's held pretty good. And real quick, if you guys are wondering what this little strap here is for, you're only going to get one in the box. There's a little metal hook on it with the strap here, and that's actually meant for one of these on the outside of your bed. Remember, yours will look a little different because I have mine flipped, but you're still going to do the same thing. You're going to feed it through that, and then whenever you have your load handler down here, this metal bracket here is going to clip onto your bumper. And then you're just going to pull this, tighten it up. And there we go. My bed is held down. Now if I try to pick it up, it barely wants to move, which is, that's for if you have a really heavy load and you're cranking stuff out. If you have like a whole bunch of wood in the back or something, for some reason doing that makes the bed or the tailgate want to pick up because it's so much pressure. Whenever you're pulling in, it kind of wants to pull the tailgate up. But if you have that thing held down, strapping the tailgate down, you don't have to worry about that. For me, I don't really have to worry about it with grass clippings so much and for what I use it for, but if I ever need it, I'm gonna keep it in my truck, and that way I can pull it out if I ever need it. Real quick guys, I'm gonna do the other strap here. I'm just gonna take it and feed it down here through the bed, just enough so I can reach my hand under and grab it. There we go. And then I'm just gonna bring it up, feed it through here again. Remember, top one first, then go down into the bottom one. Pull it tight. Now real quick guys, we're just about done installing this. It was really easy so far, and it still is. All you're gonna do is tighten this big bolt down. Now you have it figured out where you want it, as well as both of these. And these, the nuts are square pieces, so you don't have to worry about holding those. You just gotta crank down in the screws here. Now this bolt here is actually a 17mm, or you can also use an 11/16. Don't forget, you guys also have these caps here too, so you can slide the cap on real quick as well. I can only do mine on the one side because my other one is so close. Alright guys, so hope you enjoyed today's video and installation on it. I tried to make it as least complicated as possible. Again, like I said, I did have to flip mine around to get it fit my bed with the spoiler, but it's really good for you guys to know, because if you put it on like normal with the big side out, it'll fit a flat bed, no problem. But if you have a spoiler like this, just turn it around guys and it'll still fit. It won't make perfectly flat contact, but that doesn't matter. If you have an anti-skid little piece of rubber that sticks to it like I have here, it's not going anywhere guys. It's definitely like one with the truck now. Really simple guys, it's really not very difficult to install at all. Just make sure after you have it installed, everything's cranked down really good, and once in a while just come back and make sure that this here is nice and tight, because it will loosen up once in a while just from vibrations and stuff. So just double check everything once in a great while guys, and you're good to go. So with that guys, hope you enjoyed the video and hope this makes your life a little bit easier. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.